Really good homestand. The Cubs trying to make it 5-1 on this day before heading off to play the Cardinals and the Pirates on this next road trip. 9-5 they lost on Tuesday, but a nice 5-1 win last night. Let's get into the highlights. And Will Ferrell and Zach Galifianakis enjoying some pizza with Ryan Dempster in between ceremonial first pitches and having fun with the lineup introductions.
And pitching today's game with a record of 6-8, he leads the league with 450 strikeouts. Number 29, Jeff Samardzija.
Well, Jeff was dealing early up until the third inning, and they made him work. He had 9 strikeouts. He walked 3 in the game. Jose Reyes leading off the third inning with a home run. That gave the Marlins a 1-0 lead. It would be followed by an EMILIO BONIFACIO single, but the defense would take over. The Home Depot doing more on defense. Carlos Lee at the plate. BONIFACIO with a delayed steal attempt, and what a play by Darwin Barney. As he dives to the bag, gets the ball, applies the tag, they get the out. Now bottom of the fourth, STARLIN Castro against Josh Johnson. First pitch swinging. Leadoff home run, his 8th of the season. That tied the game at 1. Then after Hall of Famer Andre Dawson took us out to the ball game, the Cubs in the 7th would score 4 times. Alfonso Soriano with an infield single. He would move to second on a wild pitch. And then Giovanni Soto would bounce one over third baseman Hanley Ramirez, who was pulled in. That made it 2-1 Cubs. Later, Jeff Baker steps up and hits his 10th double of the year. 2-run score. It's now 4-1 Cubs. David DeJesus with a sacrifice fly, plating Luis Valbuena. 5-1 at that point. In the top of the 8th, Darryl Cousins just said too much rain, too much lightning. We waited an hour and 17 minutes before they called the game. Cubs win 5-1 the final. You see Reyes with a home run, the only run for the Marlins. Giovanni Soto with the game-winning hit. In the 7th, Cubs now 4-1 on the homestand. Jeff Baker, as we said, has been very hot lately and is earning most of the starts these days against left-handers.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I mean, you're never going to have, all this stuff going for you. Your playing time's kind of sporadic, but at the same time, myself and a guy like Reed, we kind of thrive on that, and it's not easy, and it's, I don't think anyone, aspires to get in that role, but, we're in it, and we want to do the best we can.
Well, he's been, probably the last 2-3 weeks he's been swinging the bat a lot better than he was earlier, especially off left-handers. So he's been getting a lot of big hits, home runs, and doing a great job off the bench. So it's just, you want to call it a platoon or not, it basically is now. I mean, he's just swinging the bat too well not to be in the lineup as much as you can, especially off left-handers.
Baker in the lineup, playing right and batting 5th. Right after the break, we'll chat with Patrick Mooney from CSNChicago.com about trade rumors and the pro debut of one of the Cubs' top prospects. Stay tuned. Louisville Slugger has just released a limited edition full-size Ron Santo Hall of Fame commemorative bat. Get yours today at BigTimeBats.com or by calling 866-280-BATS. Big weekend as Ron goes into the Hall of Fame posthumously. The Cubs will be in St. Louis taking on the Cardinals. And we have CSNChicago.com's Cubs beat writer Patrick Mooney down on the field with us today, hearing all about all these trade rumors, Patrick. But I look at the Cubs game notes, and sure enough, Ryan Dempster's listed tomorrow night to face the Cardinals.
Yeah, and I don't know if that was written in pencil, but you could be looking at his final 24 hours in a Cubs uniform, and certainly watching him this morning, it looked like he was kind of taking it all in, throwing batting practice to his young son and running the bases with him. And a couple of us spoke with him this morning, and he said nothing's imminent, at least to what he knows of. But it's hard to see his value being any higher than it is right now, and obviously he came off the disabled list with that sore right lat muscle, so you have to wonder, what the Cubs are going to do in the next 24 hours, or if they have him go through with this start in St. Louis.
Yeah, we're getting into crunch time in terms of the non-waiver deadline. It's about 2 weeks away, and I would imagine not just the Cubs, but around baseball, things should start to heat up. But it's a unique year in that you've got the 2 wild cards in each league, so you have a lot of teams still in the race.
Exactly. This is a seller's market. The Cubs are one of the few teams that really have their agenda already set. They know exactly what they want to do, and that will, include trading Ryan Dempster, even though he loves it here. The teammates love him, but he just doesn't quite fit right now, and I think, the Cubs also owe it to Ryan Dempster to let him really chase a World Series ring and kind of position himself for free agency at season's end.
A little bit of a media circus the first 2 days of this series with Ozzie and Carlos Zambrano and Mark Burley back here at Wrigley Field. This one flying under the radar a little bit, but an important day for the Cubs as Jorge Soler will make his pro debut. He'll be the DH for Mesa.
Yeah, there won't be a media circus out there, but Soler hasn't played in the game in like 5 or 6 months, and the Cubs had him in this kind of mini spring training. And I caught up with Jason McLeod today, the Cubs scouting player development head, and he said, really, Soler's gonna dictate what happens next. They hope that he's not down there for too long, but they're looking at maybe getting him out to a minor league affiliate, sooner rather than later. And if he shows enough progress, there's a good chance that he could play in the Arizona League this fall, at the Arizona Fall League. So really, these parallel fronts that they keep talking about, you're kind of seeing it here and down in Arizona.
All right, Patrick, thanks for the time. We look forward to reading your story about that. And Albert Almora, who has yet to make his pro debut, I know you have more information on him as well. That's Patrick Mooney from CSNChicago.com. The Cubs taking on Mark Burley today. Great matchup of left-handers who like to work quickly and get ground ball outs. Mahalam and Burley. Bob Brenly coming up right around the corner as we preview the Cubs hosting the Marlins next. From the corner of Clark and Addison on the north side of Chicago, we're set for Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet. This afternoon, the Cubs put a cap on a 6-game homestand as they take on the Miami Marlins in the rubber game of this 3-game series. And hi again, everyone, along with Bob Brenly. I'm Len Casper. Getaway day, Bob, you say it's always important to win on getaway day, and the Cubs have had a really nice stay here at Wrigley.
They really have, Len. The starting pitching has been outstanding. The bullpen has been used in an orderly fashion. They've done a nice job, timely hitting, all those things you need to win ball games. But for me, the most important thing is the Cubs are not beating themselves, playing solid fundamental baseball, good base running, good defense. And that's the end result, a 4-1 record going into the final game of the homestand.
The radar gun will not light up today for the starting pitchers, but if Paul Maholm and Mark Buehrle pitch like they have lately, they should have success. Let's go down to the field for our national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please rise. Kindly remove your caps and join the Bone Rangers as they honor America with our national anthem.
Nice job by the Bone Rangers as Mark Buehrle's back here in Chicago. 12 very successful years on the south side. He'll face the Cubs as a Miami Marlin coming up. 2. Well, we're going to play 1. As the Cubs will head off to St. Louis for the weekend following today's game. And let's take a look around baseball as we sit here on Thursday, July 19th. Last night you had some walk-offs early in the day. Matt Kemp for the Dodgers in the 12th inning. Billy Butler of the Kansas City Royals with the game-ending home run. And Brandon Hicks with the suddenly hot Oakland A's beating the first-place Texas Rangers. Biggest lead in baseball right now belongs to the New York Yankees. A 10-game lead over second-place Baltimore in the American League East. Well, a rain-shortened win last night. James Russell got the win in relief. 5 won the final. And once it started raining, partner, it just wasn't going to stop.
No, we checked the radar, and that game was crawling along in the early stages. Jeff Samardzija racking up a lot of strikeouts and a few walks, and that always causes for a slow-paced game. But you could see that green and orange and red on the radar moving our direction. It was only a matter of time. But fortunately, the Cubs had the lead when the rain started, and the lightning was cracking all around Wrigley Field, so they went home a winner last night.
Cubs take the field behind veteran left-hander Paul Maholm, and we'll see how Ozzie Guillen will line up his Miami Marlins. Brought to you by Southwest. Reyes with a home run last night. Bonifacio was a home run shy of the cycle. Carlos Lees had a big series. Justin Ruggiano back in there in right. Hanley Ramirez at third. Austin Kearns in left. Omar Infante plays second in the battery. John Buck and Mark Burley.
Well, if there was any doubt who's pitching against the Cubs today, righty or lefty, all you have to do is look at the starting lineup. Dale Swaim loaded up with his right-handed hitters today. Alfonso Soriano in left, Reed Johnson in center, Jeff Baker red hot out in right field. Valbuena, Castro, Barney, and Rizzo once again third to first across the infield. Giovanni Soto hit the ball hard a couple times last night. He'll be behind the plate for left-hander Paul Maholm. He's won his last 3 decisions, giving up only 2 earned runs over that span. Had 1 relief appearance sandwiched in there the last game of the first half of the season.
Ron Kulpa gets the plate. Alan Porter, Jim Wolf, and the crew chief Darryl Cousins will work the bases.
Yeah, if you had to dial up a getaway day game, this would be it. Paul Maholm likes to work quickly, gets the ball back from his catcher, right back on the rubber, ready to deliver the next pitch, and Mark Burley's faster than that.
I think Burley probably works faster than any pitcher of his generation. And he is old school in that regard. So it is Reyes to start it. Cubs come in at 37 and 53, 5th place in the Central, 13.5 behind Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. The Marlins are in 4th in the East, 44 and 47, 10 behind Washington. Maholm's 1-0 pitch. Slider caught the back door, if it were, as you were, and 1-1 on Reyes, and 79 degrees as we start with an east wind at 6. So again, blowing in off the lake. Another one caught the corner, 1-2.
Another backdoor breaking ball. You see he starts it over toward that left-handed batter's box, drops it right on the outside corner for a called strike.
Can't get him to bite on that one. We assume they're aware that those things are actually on their head. And a leadoff single. So Reyes aboard. We'll bring up EMILIO Bonifacio. It looks like he and Paul Maholm prepared for today's game in a similar manner. If you look at the top of their head.
Yeah, Maholm with a lot of rosin on his hat so he can get a better grip on the baseball, and Bonifacio been doing headstands in the chalk somewhere. He's got rosin all over the top of his batting helmet.
double, single, triple, and a strikeout last night. He tripled to start the 5th inning, but the Marlins could not get the go-ahead run in. Samardzija worked out of that jam.
Yeah, those at bats last night from the left side of the plate, where Bonifacio is a .313 hitter coming into play today. Today facing Paul Maholm as a right-handed hitter, where he's a .211 hitter.
An eye on Reyes. Marlins lead the majors in steals. They don't have one in this series, as he likes his teams to be aggressive. Reyes faked towards second, put on the brakes. 1 ball, 1 strike on Bonifacio.
Well, with no Giancarlo Stanton in the lineup, I think Ozzie would like to turn it into a track meet if he could. You see the false start over there by Reyes at first base. He's got some serious speed in this lineup at his disposal, but Paul Maholm not only with a good move to first, but a very quick delivery to home plate. Going to be tough to run on him.
Castro leaves his feet, makes a catch, and blindly fires to first. Reyes was barely off the bag. That's the first out. That was hit hard by Bonifacio. Nice play by Castro.
And a real good read at first by Reyes. He only was a step or two off the bag at first. The old axiom, freeze on a line drive. That's exactly what Reyes did. And Castro with an ill-advised throw, but fortunately Rizzo able to come off the bag and make the play.
Carlos Lee with a grand slam in game 1. He walked 3 times last night. Really probably didn't have to look at any video of Paul Maholm. They faced each other a lot. Low and inside.
58 career at bats for El Caballo against Paul Maholm. 15 hits. That's a .259 batting average. He's yet to homer against Paul Maholm. Hopefully that'll remain the same until next year.
Reyes won 3 consecutive stolen base crowns in the National League. 05, 06, 07 with the Mets. Career high 78 steals in 07. He takes off and he is out at second. Soto and Barney team up again.
A little easier caught stealing this time than the one last night. Soto with a quick release, the throw right on the bag to Darwin Barney. All he has to do is catch that ball, and Reyes is going to be out at second base. Nicely done. And knee to the face right there for your troubles.
1 and 2 to lead. On the ground, fair. It's a time for Valbuena. So Maholm works around the leadoff single. Mark Burley to the mound as we check out Reyes getting nabbed at second base. 18. Now there's Southwest starting lineup written out by Dale Swain. Reed Johnson, Starlin, Castro, and Anthony Rizzo, 1 through 3. Soriano cleaning up. Jeff Baker, good numbers in his career against the Marlins. Giovanni Soto, the catcher. You have Darwin Barney at second, Luis Valbuena at third, and Paul Mulholland, the pitcher.
And this is Ozzie Guillen's lineup against the left-handed pitcher. Austin Kearns in left, Emilio Bonifacio in center field, Justin Ruggiano over in right field. It'll be Hanley, Ramirez, Jose Reyes, Omar Infante, and El Caballo. Carlos Lee third to first across the infield. John Buck doing the catching for left-hander Mark Burley.
33 years old. He's won 4 consecutive starts. And he's been in quite a stretch in terms of strikeouts. 7 or more in 4 straight starts for the first time in his career. He can't even explain it.
Yeah, you see he throws almost as many changeups as he does fastballs, has a full complement of pitches. Yeah, you mentioned he's won his last 4 decisions. He's gone at least 7 innings in each one of those 4 starts and surrendered only 3 runs over that stretch.
He has said his goal every year is just to get to 100 strikeouts so he can say he got the triple digits. And he is not a strikeout pitcher. Ruggiano, with the sunglasses on, makes a grab. The retired Johnson.
Filthy. Well, all you need to know about Mark Burley, Patrick Mooney, you had him on the pregame show, Len, in his article for CSNChicago.com today. We were talking to Mark Burley about the Showtime reality show, The Franchise. And one of his buddies said, "Hey, dude, I watched the episodes and I haven't seen you except for like 2 seconds. Burley told him, "Well, get used to it, because when I see the cameras coming my way, I go the other way." Yep. He's not much for hoopla. Just give me the ball and get out of the way.
Inside corner, 0-2 on Castro. Tied the game with a line shot home run last night. Ball, he's ready almost instantly. It's Castro to reach out and get a ground ball right to Reyes. 2 down.
For a guy like Mark Burley, who wants to work so quickly, it's really important that he's on the same page with his catcher so he doesn't waste time shaking off to get to the pitch he wants to throw.
Colorfully attired John Buck back to the plate. And here's Anthony Rizzo. Facing Burley for the first time. He sends a high fly out into left. Kearns with the catch, and the inning is quickly over. No score after 1 from Wrigley Field.
Great food in Wrigley's largest outdoor patio. Come celebrate a Cubs win and join us for the Captain Morgan Club post-game party featuring great music and Wrigley's friendliest staff. For more information, including specials and private party options, Call 773-404-4750.
A little bit overcast today, but fans trying to soak up what sun they can get. By the way, that was a 2-minute bottom of the first.
It seemed quicker than that.
Ruggiano, Ramirez, and Kearns against Paul Maholm. Low for ball one. Hot start for Ruggiano in a Marlins uniform since coming over in a minor league deal from Houston. They have back-to-back leadoff singles. Reyes in the first, Ruggiano here in the second.
Only 37 games, well, actually 38 now for Ruggiano with the Marlins. 6 stolen bases in 10 attempts. They have a lot of guys that can run on this Marlins roster.
Reading the Miami Herald yesterday after all the Hanley, Ramirez, and Red Sox rumors. It's Marlins sources saying that that's not the case. We're going to hear a lot of scuttlebutt these days, and you know the question is, okay, if two teams even discuss a player even hypothetically, is that all of a sudden a trade rumor?
Yes.
I guess it is.
Probably not wise to think such, but that's just the nature of the beast this time of year in professional baseball.
Or if one team brings up a player's name to another team who has no interest in either acquiring or trading that player, is that a trade rumor?
Once again.
Right.
Yeah.
Somebody calls you and says, we want that guy, and you say, you're not getting that guy. And all of a sudden you read that in the paper the next day.
Well, some guy named Timmy in his grandma's basement could blog a trade rumor, and you're likely to see it on the highlight shows at night.
1-2 the count.
Been a good day already.
High fly left center. Johnson puts up his right arm and makes a grab.
Hey, you mentioned earlier, Len, the wind blowing in kind of from center field, occasionally from right center. But it's not the kind of wind that's going to knock down too much today. If you hit it well, it will go.
Left fielder Austin Kearns getting 2 starts in this series against lefties, and now they have Ruggiano picked off. That'll go 1-3 to 4. A couple of Marlins base runners, and both have been nabbed stealing.
Well, against a lefty that's quick to home plate, many times your best approach as a base runner is to just take off on first movement, and that time Paul Maholm saw Ruggiano take off on first movement, through to Rizzo, and they were able to retire him at second base rather easily.
Now faces Kearns with nobody on. Well, the Marlins have struggled with runners in scoring position, so I guess this maybe benefits them, right? Takes runners out of scoring position. Kearns bounces to Valbuena, and that's the inning. Bottom 2 coming up. No score. 13 of all abilities, the ultimate Major League experience for 8 one-week sessions in 6 convenient locations around the Chicago area. Join fellow teammates for a week of top-notch baseball instruction, exclusive access, and unforgettable moments. Visit Cubs.com/camps to sign up your future Cub today. Soriano, Baker, and Soto against Mark Buehrle. Hasn't lost to the Cubs since 2007. 3-0 with a 165 over his last 5 starts. That includes a win as a Marlin in Miami. 8 innings, 1 run allowed on April 18th. I actually had a chance to talk to Mark for a couple of minutes yesterday. I said, never got a chance to chat with you during the Cubs White Sox series because it was just a circus every day. Too many people around.
Well, there was a circus surrounding Ozzie Guillen and Carlos Zambrano, but Mark Buehrle just very quietly came in, went about his business, got prepared for his start today. Ozzie even pointed that out to the local media, that all the attention paid to him and Carlos Zambrano. What about Buehrle? He's a Chicago guy. And you'll see a lot of that from Mark Buehrle today. He'll use his fastball out of the strike zone to set up off-speed pitches closer to the strike zone.
Change up that time, and Soriano just got a piece on the end of the bat. And we've told this story many times. Buehrle grew up in Missouri, a big Cardinal fan, and pitching 12 years for the White Sox. As Soriano will dunk one into right for a base hit, and he is going to stop at first. Now, those two factors, not a good recipe for Mark Buehrle being a big Cub fan.
Boy, nice approach this time by Soriano. Looked like he was intending to drive that ball into right field. Maybe a change in approach given the fact that Mark Buehrle has stifled him throughout their respective careers. Before that at bat, Soriano was only 7 for 40 lifetime. But stayed on that pitch and drove it into right field nicely.
So Buehrle with a no-hitter and a perfect game on his resume will not do that again today. At the first one, Ruggiano will catch it, and he's going to throw to first. Soriano back. Signed a 4-year contract worth $58 million to continue pitching for Ozzie.
38th round draft pick back in 1998.
You know, he was cut from his high school team each of his first 2 years and wasn't even going to try out his junior year. His parents told him they didn't raise a quitter. Tried out, made the team, and he would go on to become a 4-time big league all-star, 3-time Gold Glove winner. To Soto is high. Gio's hitting 7 straight. It's a strike. 2-1. Gio had the game-winning hit in the 7th inning last night. Bounced one in the dirt right out in front of home plate over the third baseman, Hanley Ramirez, who was drawn in.
Hit the ball hard in his first 2 at-bats last night. 2 line outs. Well, 1 line out to center field and a deep fly ball that the wind knocked down right on the warning track.
tapped foul. Perfect game was in 2009 against Tampa Bay. The no-hitter 2 years earlier was against Texas. He fields his position about as well as any pitcher in the game today.
A no-hitter in a perfect game. Obviously an unexpected surprise for any pitcher, but especially for a guy like Mark Buehrle that pitches to contact. As you mentioned earlier, not a big-time strikeout pitcher. He wants that batter to put the first or second pitch in play, and guys like that rarely throw no-hitters.
5-4-3. Great moment in Chicago sports history. July 23rd, 2009. Alexei! Yes! 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 High-speed action, some good defense here early on, as the Marlins have had 2 base runners, but both have been eliminated at second base. Well, you can really tell Giovanni Soto's work with Mike Borzello and Jamie Quirk. I mean, he's got that quick release behind the plate working really well.
We talked about it a week or so ago. Mike Borzello, Jamie Quirk, both of a same opinion in that it's such a low percentage play to throw out a base stealer anyway. Don't waste a lot of time. Just get rid of it as quickly as you can. Try to make an accurate throw. Let the middle infielder handle it down there at second base. And Soto has improved his release times considerably since the beginning of the season.
Omar Infante, 4 hits in the series. Three balls, no strikes. Formula for Paul Maholm, not necessarily by design, but let that leadoff man get on and then either have his catcher nail him at second or just pick him off. And ball 4. John Buck digs in. Bob, we want to say hi to our good friend Pete Vanaken. Haven't seen Pete at the ballpark in a while, and I hope he can make it back out soon. Certainly want to wish everyone with the Peoria Chiefs well as we keep an eye on them and what they're doing in the Midwest League. Pete has done so much for baseball in Peoria and minor league baseball in general, and I hope he's doing well.
And as always, we highly recommend, if Cubs fans in the area or Cub fans here in the Chicago area while the team's on the road, if you get a chance, shoot on down the freeway, check out a Chiefs game. It's a great way to spend the night. I guarantee you'll have a good time.
Yep. Gets away. Soto able to locate it, but too late. Infante at second on a wild pitch. I also want to send out get well wishes to retired umpire room attendant Jimmy Farrell, recently released from the hospital, currently in rehab, but we're thinking about you, Jimmy. Bit off the inside corner. 2-2. Harlem 3-5 lifetime and 8 career starts against the Marlins. Hasn't faced them in a while, since April of last year. Called strike 3. He freezes Buck for his first punch out.
On our Liberty Mutual pitch tracks, you see that pitch number 4, the fastball up and in, moved Buck off the plate a little bit, and then comes right back with a backdoor slider. Good combination of pitches there to get to strike 3.
Strike to Burley. Hasn't done a whole lot offensively.
He's hit into some tough luck.
0-2. 079 for his career. This is his 100th career plate appearance. Currently with 7 hits. And he whiffs for out number 2.
Hey fans, next time you want to catch a Cubs game, head to StubHub, where you'll find the seats you want and the freedom to choose where you want to sit. StubHub is the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Chicago Cubs. For more information, cubs.com/StubHub.
So Mahalam gets through Buck and Burley, but now faces Reyes with that runner at second. Caught the outside. Mahalam signed with the Cubs as a free agent in January. Turned 30 about a month ago. Greenwood, Mississippi. He's had a season of streaks. You mentioned 3-0 over his last 3 starts. He had a stretch in April and May, 4-0 with a 1.07. He followed that up by going 0-4 with a 6.43 over 8 starts. We like the good stretches better than the bad ones.
Very much so. Yeah.
He's been streaky.
And the real challenge is to try to figure out what happens in the bad streaks and try to avoid or at least minimize those streaks when things aren't going so well.
Change up in the dirt.
Well, you may notice not only a changeup, but he threw it out of a slide step, a very quick delivery to home plate. Many times you can speed up a hitter by speeding up your delivery on the mound. Yeah, real quick slide step toward home plate, hoping to get Reyes to speed up his approach and then throw him a changeup.
Lifted in the air down the right field line. Jeff Baker almost overran that one. So the Marlins have had a base runner every inning. In fact, the leadoff man on, but they still haven't scored. Kind of reminds you of former Cub Glendon Rush. He'd be ready to go after his warm-up tosses between innings, and he would be staring at the second base umpire. Can I pitch yet? The guy at second holds a stopwatch. Gives us time to play our commercials. The television term from a producer, quick to break, was first uttered in Mark Burley's Major League debut as Barney flies out to center.
And we laugh about it, and we like it when pitchers work quickly, but as an offense against a pitcher like that, you really need to try to find a way to slow him down. Shoelaces mysteriously come untied, get something in your eye, step out of the batter's box. Anything you can do to throw him off his rhythm, which is lightning quick.
One and one to Valbuena. Cubs have won 9 of their last 11 at home. Bonifacio again.
Sunday, don't miss another installment of the Batter's Box, the weekly game show hosted by Luke Stuckmeyer that pits Cubs and Sox fans against each other in the ultimate test of knowledge. The Batter's Box, presented by Midas, Sunday at 3:30, only on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend.
Steve Swisher.
Bill Heath. Jerome Walton.
Well, in a matter of about 7 seconds, 2 strikes on Paul Maholm. Brian Dempster on the list tomorrow night. trying to make it 6 consecutive starts without allowing a run. He'll face Kyle Loesch of the Cardinals. On the ground, backhanded by Lee. He'll flip to Burley. Inning over. We go to the 4th, scoreless.
By the new Doritos Locos Tacos from Taco Bell.
Great work by the Menards grounds crew. A challenging homestand with some heavy thunderstorms at times.
Well, we talked about Mark Burley, a guy that pitches to contact, and pitchers that do that understand that they're an important part of the defense. Quickly got off the mound. They beat Paul Mulholland by about 50 feet to the bag at first base that time. You think of pitchers around baseball who are either sinker ball pitchers pitching to contact, or Mark Burley pitching to contact. Greg Maddux jumps to mind immediately. Those kind of guys that entice the opposition to put the ball in play. They're usually really good fielders. They know what to do defensively out there on the mound.
Bonifacio takes a curve for a strike after showing bunt. Rizzo and Valbuena way in. Castro ranging to his glove side, and he gets it. Be an interesting road trip coming up. The Cubs head to St. Louis. The Cardinals keep playing close games. They've dropped 5 of their last 6. Over their last 9 games, the Cardinals have played 7 one-run decisions, 2 two-run decisions. They're 3-6. And the Pirates right now are in first place, tied with the Reds. Fly ball deep to left. Soriano over into the corner, and he makes a grab. Nicely done to rob Carlos Lee.
And I got to tell you, I don't think I've seen a player at the advanced stage of his career like Soriano make such a marked improvement from one year to the next defensively. That's a ball that he would not have come close to in years past. No fear of the wall. He knows where he is on the field, able to make a nice running backhanded catch out there in the left field corner. I guess that old saying about teaching an old dog new tricks doesn't apply to Alfonso.
1-1 on Ruggiano. Some other early action today as the Diamondbacks are shutting out the Reds 6-0 in the bottom of the 6th. Joe Saunders has been really good for the Diamondbacks today. They got Jason Kubel back in their lineup, and he hit home runs in his first 2 at bats last night in a 7-1 win. He had that hamstring injury that he suffered here at Wrigley Field. Mahalam's 2-2 delivery. In tight, and it's full. Hanley, Ramirez on deck. And Ruggiano's 2 for 2. Braves had just 3 hits but beat the Giants 2 today to avoid a sweep. Freddie Freeman and David Ross connected as Tim Hudson got his 8th win. The last time the Giants swept at least a 3-game series in Atlanta, you were playing, 1988.
It's been a while. A lot of people don't realize it or don't know the fact that Atlanta wasn't very good back in the 80s. You used to be able to go to old Fulton County Stadium and walk up 10 minutes before game time and get a seat right behind either dugout.
How about the Yankees late 80s, early 90s? Yankee Stadium was not necessarily the place to be at that time. Holland trying to put away Hanley Ramirez and get out of this inning, but he's first going to check on Ruggiano. He picked him off back in the 2nd.
A short lead that time by Ruggiano. Almost got caught leaning the wrong way even though he wasn't running.
Fastball missed outside. Season series will wrap up today. Zach Galifianakis, his beard wasn't quite that long, was it? Yesterday.
That Gunga Din lid he was featuring there too. Straight off an African safari.
Strike 3 call to end the inning. Nice play by Alfonso Soriano. The Cubs defense much improved this season. 5 pitchers have thrown a no-hitter in each league. How many can you name? Well, the answer to that question is 1. But how many I can name? For sure.
1 off the top of my head. Yeah, Nolan.
Top of the order now, as Burley has faced the minimum through 3. He's given up just 1 hit. Fair, and it gets past Ramirez through the bullpen, and Johnson has a leadoff double.
Big slow breaking ball from Mark Burley. That time Reed Johnson able to stay back on the 68-mile-per-hour curveball. A lackadaisical effort by Hanley Ramirez to the backhand side. It's past him all the way down into the left field corner for a leadoff double. Needless to say, Len, against Mark Burley, the way he's dealing today, every base runner becomes vitally important. Get him over, get him in.
Everybody back on the infield, not expecting Castro to bunt, and he hits a swinging bunt to Burley, and he applies a tag. The ball was hopping around outside his mitt, but he was able to put his left hand over the ball, apply the tag, and get the out.
You mentioned it before, not only Burley a good pitcher, he fields his position extremely well. A couple of gold gloves to his credit, able to hang on that time, even as he was bobbling that ball right before the tag.
They will bring their infield in against Rizzo. With Johnson at third and 1 out. Here we go. Slider for ball 1. Kick the pitch. Ground ball to second. Johnson caught in a rundown. Buck, Ramirez, Burley, Reyes. Throw to second. Out! They got Rizzo. Wow. Boy, it looked like he rounded the bag by maybe a step and a half. And they got him to end the inning. Yep. We'll sort it out when we come back.
Bonifacio at second base, or rather Infante at second base. The ensuing rundown, Reed Johnson does a great job of staying involved long enough to allow Rizzo to advance to second base, and then just a little slow getting back to the bag. The tag applied to the back of his thigh. Very unorthodox double play to end the inning.
Cubs unable to take the lead. Kearns will lead off the Marlin fifth. And he takes a strike. Fastball at 88. Hard hit grounder, backhanded, dropped, but still time as Castro gets him.
Good job to stay with it by Starlin Castro. Routine backhanded play. Lost the handle momentarily, but Anthony Rizzo with a nice stretch at first base. He manages to keep that back foot on the bag while he's stretching out for the wide throw. No doubt about it. He's all over that base.
Infante walked his first time. A slider for a strike. Overcast. I would say mild temperatures compared to what we had been witnessing. 79 at game time. A line shot right into the glove of Valbuena.
Soccer is back at Wrigley Field for the first time since 1984. Tickets are available now for the international friendly at the confines soccer match between Italy's AS Roma and Poland's Zagłębie Lubin, being played this Sunday at 2:30. A majority of the seats are available for $50 or less. For more information and to purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com/soccer. Zagłębie Lubin.
That's how we envision Will Ferrell reading that. Now the best man at David DeJesus' wedding, John Buck. Close friends. Former Kansas City Royals. 1-1. Castro will scoop and throw, and Mulholland with a 1-2-3 fifth inning. So he and Mark Burley are dueling today. chance to win free food if the Cubs get a base hit in the 5th inning. Fans with a base hit for Burritos game card win a free entree. Thanks to David Kaplan for the update, and underway in the bottom of the 5th. Ball 1 to Soriano. One of 2 Cubs hits. Burley without a strikeout to this point. Send out happy birthday wishes to a big Cub fan watching in Arizona today. Cassie Schmidt rooting on the Cubs. People here at the ballpark celebrating the wedding of Pooja Shaw and BJ Menon in Lombard tomorrow. Foul pop out of play.
Well, and we talk all the time about a pitcher and how he has to stay out of the middle of the plate, work around the edges of the strike zone. Look at that array of pitches so far to Alfonso Soriano. The only one in the middle of the plate was a 69-mile-an-hour curveball on a 2-0 count.
That will go just into the basket to give the Cubs the lead. What a homestand for Soriano. That's his 9th hit on the homestand.
Home run number 3 in his career against Mark Burley. A line drive on a cutter right on the inside corner of the plate. Just did get enough to tuck it into that basket in straightaway left field.
All 18 have come since May 15th. Remember, he didn't homer in his first 30 games. One and 2 to Baker. Chatting with Ed Halber, one of the Cubs' fine athletic trainers. Base hit in the left. Out of the dirt by Buck.
When Jeff Baker was at the plate, he fouled a ball into the Cubs on deck circle. Watch Giovanni Soto trying to assist Jeff Baker at the plate, bunt that ball back into play.
Two and 0. Burley will give up home runs. Always right around the plate.
And this is something John Buck needed to do because Mark Burley will not slow down. He loses the strike zone. If he gives up a couple of base hits, he's going to continue to pitch in the same pace. It's up to the catcher to go out there to the mound, maybe slow him down just a little bit, try to get him back into that good rhythm that he was in earlier in the game.
3-0. American League has its first 13-game winner. It's David Price. After the Rays shut out Cleveland today, 6-0. Gave up just 2 hits over 7. B.J. Upton knocked in 3. Back in at 3-2. Soriano led off the inning with a homer. Baker then singled, and the 3-2 to Soto is low, ball 4. First walk issued by Burley.
Carlos Lee drawn well in at first base. Hanley Ramirez about even with the baseline at third. They're expecting a bunt from Darwin Barney in this situation. No sign of a bunt from Darwin Barney.
Our AT&T Uvers multi-view. Cubs have 2 on, nobody out, and a run in to lead 1-0. One, 2. I'll tell you, that play last night, as he ended up diving towards second base, play the short hop throw from Giovanni Soto, then to apply the tag in time to get Bonifacio. That's one of the better defensive plays we've seen. Line into right and a base hit, and the bases are loaded.
We've seen a good approach against Mark Burley by a few of the Cubs hitters. Darwin Barney staying on a pitch, driving it into right field. Burley is rarely going to give you a pitch from the middle of the plate in where you can really take a home run swing. Well, Jeff Baker nearly making contact with Hanley Ramirez there at third base. I mean, unless the defender is fielding the ball, he's got to make room for that base runner.
Well, now Lee and Ramirez will play in, but they'll play at double plate depth up the middle. They'll concede that second run to try to avoid a big inning. So it's Burley against Valbuena. 3 on, no outs. And Buck has to block that curve. Fly ball, well hit. Bonifacio makes a catch. All 3 runners will tag. How about that? A sac fly for Valbuena. That's a 3-for-1.
Luis Valbuena has been one of the best Cubs hitters with runners in scoring position in less than 2 outs. A .467 hitter. That was not a base hit, just a sac fly to straightaway center field, but deep enough that all 3 alert base runners able to tag in advance. 2 more Cubs in scoring position with a 2-0 lead.
Infield in against Paul Maholm. Bunts through it. Soto was a little bit down the line, but not far enough for Buck to throw. And you had Ramirez coming up that line as well. That allowed Soto a little extra room.
Yeah, had Ramirez held his ground even with the baseline at third, they probably picked Giovanni Soto off. But Ramirez, when he saw a bunt, came charging in from third base. There was really nobody there to cover the bag.
Swing and a miss, so that's a first strikeout for Burley. 2 outs in the inning, and it's Reed Johnson. And before he bats, Randy St. Clair, the Marlins pitching coach, will head out to the mound.
A lot of high stress pitches in this inning, and once again Mark Burley's not going to slow his pace. Catcher and the pitching coach have to be the guys to slow him down a little bit, reevaluate the situation, determine what you want to do with Reed Johnson at the plate and 2 runners in scoring position.
Reed is flied to right and doubled. Glad you're with us today as the Cubs wrap up this homestand, trying to go 5-1 since the All-Star break. Two runs in here in the 5th. We're near the bullpen and no play.
Long run for the Marlins defenders. That ball actually did land on the field of play down there in foul territory, but nobody could get there.
Base hit left field. Soto in. Barney right behind him. And they both score. It's 4-0.
Breaking ball to Reed Johnson golfs into left field. Giovanni Soto is going to score easily on that drive into left. Darwin Barney got a great jump after a great secondary lead, and no chance for Austin Kearns, even though that ball was hit hard and got to him in a hurry. Barney scores without a play at home plate. Don't look over your shoulder.
On the throw, Johnson advanced into scoring position. So here's Castro. Ball 1. Mark Burley was cruising along through 4. Soriano jumped on him. A leadoff home run. And they would Add on 3 more, and the inning's still not over. High, deep drive. Left field. Oh. Caught by Kearns as he pulled it out of the vines. What a play. Looked like it might be a 2-run homer. It stayed in. And Kearns made the catch. The Cubs, however, get 4 runs as the igniter was Soriano with the home run. 4-0. In honoring Ron Santo's induction into the National Baseball Hall of Fame, Louisville Sluggers just released a limited edition full-size Ron Santo Hall of Fame commemorative bat. Get yours today at BigTimeBats.com or by calling 866-280-BATS.
All about trajectory. Alfonso Soriano hit a line drive to left field that got out of here. Unfortunately, Starlin Castro got a little bit too much air underneath that fly ball to left, and Austin Kearns able to make a nice leaping catch up into the vines.
That's it for Burley as Donovan Solano will hit for him. Burley went 5, gave up 4 runs, all earned. Two balls and a strike on the rookie Solano. Wade LeBlanc will work the bottom of the 6th. Right field and fair. And Solano will have a triple. Picked up his third base coach quickly. That's Joe Espada, and had a pretty easy triple. That's the first of his career.
That's one where the runner really needs the help of the third base coach. That ball lined down into the right field corner. As you get close to second base, you lose sight of that right fielder, and eventually you turn your back to him completely. No hesitation by Espada, the third base coach. He was waving Solano the whole way.
About how hot Mark Burley had been. He had allowed 3 runs in his last 4 starts. Well, he gave up 4 runs in 1 inning today to knock him completely out of the contest.
And the Cubs did a lot of damage in that bottom of the fifth on off-speed pitches from Mark Burley. When you think about it, he only throws his fastball about 34% of the time. Everything else is either a curveball, a slider, or a straight changeup. It would seem to make a lot of sense to go to the plate and look for off-speed pitches. I'm not so sure that was the approach of the Cubs, but as I said, they did a lot of damage on off-speed pitches in that fifth.
Line and caught on the leap and the grab by STARLIN Castro. One away. Oh, thing of beauty.
Yes, it was. Looked like that ball hit him in the heel of the glove, but he was able to squeeze it and hang on to retire Reyes.
BONIFACIO takes ball one. Way outside on a fastball that time. 2-1. BONIFACIO has 6 career home runs. The first one was an inside to Parker. Off the foot of Mahalam, Barney will get the out. BONIFACIO gets an RBI as Solano's in. It's 4-1.
Tickets are still available for the 2012 Cubs season, including the next homestand against division rivals, the Cardinals and the Pirates, on July 27th through August 1st right here at Wrigley Field. To purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com, call 1-800-THE-CUBS, or visit the Wrigley Field box office.
Well, Marlins are now starting to hit the ball hard off Mahalam, who has a 3-run lead and a 1-0 count on Carlos Lee. Robbed of a hit as he flied to the warning track right into the corner and left in the fourth. Chopper's going to bring Valbuena in. He picks it up, and the throw is right on the money. Nicely done to end the inning. They break the shutout. It's 4-1 as we go to the bottom of the sixth. Left-hander Wade LeBlanc now on for Miami. We'll face Rizzo, Soriano, and Baker. LeBlanc recalled from AAA New Orleans on July 1st. Out of the left center, base hit. Nice piece of opposite field hitting by Anthony Rizzo.
See the numbers for LeBlanc in his previous 6 ball games. It's a two-seam fastball, a cut fastball. That's what he'll feature the majority of the time. Also has a pretty good straight changeup.
Former San Diego Padre. And now Soriano with 2 hits, putting a go-ahead home run. Infante the flip, Reyes. And they get 2 outs on 1 pitch. 4-6-3.
Kind of a dangerous double play when that second baseman has to flip the ball behind him. But Infante on to Reyes, and then the strong throw on to first turns it into an easy double play.
Jeff Baker lines in the right. He's 2 out of 3. Bring up SOTO. Walked and scored in the last inning. Mentioned Ryan Dempster tomorrow. He'll face Kyle Loesch. Loesch looking for his 10th win. And Saturday night, Matt Garza and Jake Westbrook. And then Travis Wood and Lance Lynn, the All-Star, on Sunday. Ruggiano with the grab, and that's the inning. We head off to the 7th. As the Cubs go for a series win, leading 4-1.
Light freeze cam. What appeared to be a promising inning back in the 4th for the Cubs ended quickly. It began and ended with Omar Infante. We're going to freeze it several times on our Coors Light freeze cam. Infante threw home, the ensuing rundown, and then Rizzo tagged out at second base as he rounded the bag too far.
We want to welcome those men and women serving our country here and abroad, watching on the Armed Forces Network today. As the Cubs lead the Miami Marlins 4-1 in the top of the 7th. Justin Ruggiano, the cleanup hitter, is 2 for 2. Mulholland drops a curve on him. 0-1. Remember I said Arizona was ahead 6-0? Well, they're not anymore. They're down 7-6. Reds scored 3 in the 6th, 4 in the 7th. All of a sudden have the lead. They've now gone to the 8th. 3-run homer by Brandon Phillips in the 6th. He would knock in 2 on a double in the 7th. So how about 5 RBIs in 2 innings for Phillips? No lead is safe in that ballpark. Two on the way. He got him. Strikeout number 4 for Mulholland.
On our Nissan pitch tracks, Mulholland takes a little more off the breaking ball, makes it a little bit bigger, ends up closer to the dirt, gets the swinging strike from Ruggiano, who looks like he feels pretty comfortable up there at the plate right now. That's a good way to throw him into a slump. Really slow breaking pitch.
2 homers for David Wright. He knocked in 5. R.A. Dickey got his 13th win. And the Mets said goodbye to a 6-game skid, 9-5 over the Washington Nationals. Captain Morgan's 7th inning stretch today will feature Gary Sinise, Academy Award nominated actor, Chicago native.
Rock star,
yeah. On the left field line, foul out of play. Be foul by about 6 inches. Hey fans, be sure to stop by the Wrigleyville Block Party next weekend at the corner of Clark and Addison. With free entry to all ages, the Block Party will offer live music and entertainment, family-friendly activities, special giveaways, and food and drinks. Don't miss all the fun before, during, and after the games against the division rival Cardinals next Friday through Sunday at the Wrigleyville Block Party. Still 1-2 on Hanley Ramirez.
Well, Len, I have a really, really sad this day in baseball history for you. Back in 1966. Wait a minute. Yeah, it was 66. The first major league game to be played completely on artificial turf.
Wow.
Oh, sad day.
46 years ago.
You know, a lot of people don't realize, I didn't realize until last year, that initially the outfield at the Astrodome was just dirt painted green. They had the artificial turf on the infield, but the outfield was just dirt with green paint on it until ultimately they rolled out the carpet on the outfield as well on this day in baseball history in 1966.
Hard hit ground ball picked up by Valbuena. 2 down. Green painted dirt.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, if there's any dynamite left over after they blow up Candlestick Park, they can take it down to Houston and blow up the Astrodome too.
Joe Espada dancing around down there at third base, and guys in the Cubs bullpen continue to scatter.
I always found that rather humorous, Len. The guys who are on the field for a living jump out of the way of foul balls, and people in the stands who are just here to watch the game throw their bodies in front of foul balls.
Ooh. Kearns gets hit by an 0-2 pitch.
Like I got him just below that left knee, actually just above the left ankle.
The 10th batter Mahalam has hit. He has just tied Johnny Cueto atop the Major League leaderboard and hit batters. Castro will throw to second. Safe. Kearns just got in. It's a base hit for Infante as the Marlins rally here with 2 outs.
Well, Starlin really didn't have an alternative. No chance to throw across the diamond to get Infante at first, so he throws back across his body. And on that replay, it looks like Kearns had that lead leg up in the air. Get one more look at it here. Yeah, he had that left leg up in the air as he was sliding into the bag at second. Looked like Barney had the ball in his glove before Kearns got back down on the bag. He's out.
Catcher John Buck swings and misses.
That's another thing I could never understand, why a base runner would have his foot in the air and go over the bag. You want to get there as quickly as you possibly can. As soon as your foot gets in the vicinity of that base, as quicker you can make contact, the better your chances of being safe.
Two pitch is high. Porpoise and Russell up in the Chicago pen. This is probably it for Mahalam. This 7th inning, and leading 4-1. Foul pop. Rizzo trying to find room. He won't have it.
Just enough wind continuing to blow straight in from center field to push that one up over the roof of the first base dugout.
You see John Buck taking some defensive swings here with 2 strikes. Edward Mujica activated off the disabled list yesterday. He's getting ready. To right, and Jeff Baker will send us to the 7th inning stretch. Brought to you by Captain Morgan. Here's Gary Sinise.
Out to the ball game, actor Gary Sinise.
All right, let me hear you. Let me hear you. Let me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back, for it's root, root, root for the Cubbies. If they don't win, it's a shame, for it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Let's get some runs.
Gary Sinise, that's how you do it.
That's right.
That is how you do it. Lots of energy, good pacing. You nailed it.
On fairly, not too pitchy.
No, not at all.
I want to say hi to my brother Craig. He's out watching the ball game in Los Angeles. Hey, Rand, how you doing?
Good to have you back here in town as Cubs are playing much better baseball here as Darwin Barney leads off the 7th with a base hit. And you got a show coming up on Saturday night, the Lieutenant Dan Band. Tell us about it. In Wheaton, correct?
Yeah, we always come out and we do something called Rockin' for the Troops. This will be our 7th year in a row. You can go to rockinforthetroops.org to see what that is. But it's a concert to raise money for Operation Support Our Troops America. And we come every year, and we're looking forward to being out there again. I love coming to the Cub game. I come a lot during the summer, and it's always nice to be back here and promote that concert and be up here with you guys.
Absolutely. We are on the Armed Forces Network today, Gary. Good timing.
Fantastic. Hi to all our troops out there.
1 on, nobody out. Cubs lead 4-1 here in the 7th.
Now, Gary, I want to ask you about your band. You guys play quite a few gigs over the course of a year. Do you play the same set list, or do you mix it up? Do you add new songs, discard ones you don't like?
We play about a 2.5-hour show sometimes. Wow. So we play about 28 songs in a set, and we know about 70 tunes. So we do mix it up quite a bit. We'll have we'll have new tunes out there on Saturday night, and some of the ones that people have come to know us and they like us to play. So we'll be doing some of the same and some new stuff as well.
Nice.
Right down the middle, and a strike on Valbuena. We had you here earlier, but the rain got you.
Yeah, I think I was here in May, and I hung around as long as I could, and then I had another thing I had to go to, so I had to go. We got rained out, but I'm glad I could come back, talk about this concert, talk about Gary Sinise Foundation. We're doing some great things for our wounded warriors out there.
That's GarySiniseFoundation.org, correct?
Yeah, I'd encourage people to go to that. Tell your military veterans to go see what we're doing, spread the word. We're building homes for very, very severely wounded warriors, and we're raising money to help support them. We're supporting Gold Star families, and all kinds of military and first responder initiatives. GarySiniseFoundation.org if you want to know more about that.
Well, Buena strikes out. One away here in the inning. Yeah, Paul Mahalam going to stay in and take the at bat. Been really good once again today. So CSI getting ready, huh, for another season.
We have season 9 coming up. We start shooting on Monday. So we didn't know if we were coming back. They kept us guessing for a while, but I'm glad we're coming back. We got a great 18 episodes coming up. It's going to be a lot of fun to be back with the cast and crew again.
How does it work in terms of when an episode is shot and then when it airs? What's the time difference? When you finish an episode, when will that episode air?
We'll start next week. Probably that episode will air within 2 months, probably 2 months later. And then as the season goes on, we get that period shortens.
Sure. Bunted by Mahalam, and LeBlanc will apply the tag. So 2 outs in the inning. Runner in scoring position as the Cubs try to add on. And here comes Ozzie with Reed Johnson due up. Looks like he's going to ask for his right-hander, Edward Mujica. Gary, always a pleasure. Thanks for stopping by. And again, coming up Saturday night at Cantini Park in Wheaton, the Lieutenant Dan Band. Again, Operation Support Our Troops. And always great to have you with us in the booth. Thanks, Gary.
Thanks so much. Good to be here. Thank you, guys.
Great to see you again, Gary.
My pleasure.
Right-hander Edward Mujica is on to face Reed Johnson. Darwin Barney, the runner at second, 2 outs. Mujica came off the DL yesterday, had a broken right pinky toe. Ow. Ouch. That hurts just saying. Yeah, reminder, there are still some tickets available for the big event Saturday night in Wheaton. Rockin' for the Troops, no G. ROCKIN for the troops.org. For more information on the big Lieutenant Dan Band show coming up this Saturday. 1 strike on Reed Johnson. Now 0-2.
Well, anytime you can do a little good and have a good time doing it, we highly would recommend catching the Lieutenant Dan Band. Gary's one of our favorites. Yep. He really gets it. He knows how to handle that stretch, get the crowd involved. Starts low and slow.
Pitch. Johnson held up on his swing. look at his catcher Buck. Now ready, the kick, the pitch, and a slicing drive foul to right. 32,741 the paid crowd today. Pretty comfortable afternoon. Barney takes off for third. That is a fair ball, and Reed didn't run. And that's the inning. So we go to the 8th. The Cubs lead the Marlins 4-1.
Park looking to put the brakes on Andrew McCutchen and the division rival Pirates. Coverage begins at 5 with Chicago Tribune Live. Cubs Pirates Monday at 6 on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend.
David DeJesus is into play center. Reed Johnson will go over to right, so Jeff Baker done. And Paul Maholm continues on here into the 8th, leading 4-1. He'll face a pinch hitter, Logan Morrison. Wide and low, ball 1. James Russell now joined by Sean Camp as they set up for Carlos Marmol. Onto a knee, Valbuena for the out. We've got to answer our AT&T Mobility trivia question. 5 pitchers have thrown a no-hitter in each league. Can you name them?
Nolan Ryan and 4 others.
Cy Young, should have known. Jim Bunning, Randy Johnson, Hideo Nomo on that list as well. Two strikes on Reyes. Paul Maholm has outpitched Mark Burley today. Burley left after 5 innings, gave up 4 runs in that Cup 5th. Just away, 2-2.
It's so important for a pitching coach and a manager to get that starting pitcher through 7 innings. If you can do that, you can play matchups in the 8th and then go to your closer in the 9th.
Reed Johnson dives and catches. What a play, and Reyes can't believe it.
Reyes has hit into some tough luck today. Lined out to Castro last time up. Great running catch by Reed Johnson. Took a direct line to the spot he had to be to make that diving catch, and able to hang on as he crashes to the turf. Good shot there. Tracked that ball all the way into the glove.
And he found the camera.
This is not his first rodeo. He knows where the cameras are.
The defense has been big today. A couple of caught stealings. The catch by Soriano in the 4th inning. And a diving grab by Reed Johnson. Steve Cishek up for Miami. Albuena to end the inning. Harlem through 8 has held the Fish to 1 run. That's worth another look. The catch by Johnson.
Newborn Fan Club is the perfect gift to showcase what it means to be a Cub for life. Receive a customized photo announcing the birth on the Wrigley Field marquee, a Cubs birth certificate, a Cubs baby stocking cap, and a Cubs Rookie of the Year onesie. Perfect for parents and friends alike. Visit Cubs.com for more information and to sign up today.
Right-hander Steve Cishek to work for the Marlins. Recently dealt with a stomach flu.
Fastball, slider, changeup pitcher. He's throwing a lot more sliders this year than he has in years past. The velocity on his fastball down just a little bit, so going more to his secondary pitches. In the offseason, he sells seashells down by the seashore.
That was by the C-Shack. 1-0 on Castro. Fly ball, deep center. Bonifacio, warning track, and he has it.
Hit a couple balls right on the button in the air to the outfield today. One to left that got knocked down by the wind. Austin Kearns made a nice play, and that time another drive to straightaway center. Run down by Bonifacio.
Bottom part of the strike zone to Rizzo. Dave Snyder visiting from Venus, Texas. Wants to say hello to Shirley Snyder. If they've ever been to Jupiter, Florida. Or the Mars Cheese Castle. That hit Anthony. Looks like he's all right.
Sidearm delivery. Like it caught him on the left forearm, perhaps the left elbow, the back elbow. Ooh. Also a big Cubs shout out to Jeff Schoaf, the assistant general manager from the Tennessee Smokies, here today with his father Bill and his son Will. 3 generations taken in a Cubs game.
On the ground left side. They get 1 and 2. 5-4-3 to end the inning. So here comes the 9th. 4-1 Cubs. By Captain Morgan, Tribune writers Bob Boltman, Brian Hamilton, Chris Cook will join Cap to discuss today's hottest sports topics and set the table for the night ahead. Chicago Tribune Live tonight at 5, Comcast Sportsnet. Tony Campana enters for Soriano. And because Alfonso made the final out of the 8, that's where Carlos Marmol will go as he seeks his 11th save of the year. Oh, what a job again by Paul Mahalo. 8 innings, 5 hits, 1 run. Walked just 1, hit 1. And was in command throughout.
The Marlins only had 2 base runners on in 1 inning, 1 time today in the 7th, and that's after 2 were out in the inning. He hit Austin Kearns, gave up an infield single to Omar Infante, but then got John Buck to fly out to right field.
One 1-0 on Carlos Lee. Marmol 6'2", 215. 29 years old. He turned 30 in mid-October. Year in the Cubs organization. He waves at a slider.
Carlos Lee only 4 for 22 lifetime against Carlos Marmol. Only a couple of strikeouts in those 22 at bats. Nasty slider there for Carlos.
Pitch, he walked it. Comes Ruggiano, 2 for 3. Clear the Marlins right now are going to take a strike before they even think about swinging. Their team down 3. Marmol got his 100th career save back on June 26th against the Mets. 4th Cub to get to 100. Lee Smith, Bruce Sutter, Randy Myers, the others. Smith, the Cubs leader, 180.
Save number 100 for Carlos Marmol came in victory number 1 for Scott Maine.
Two and 2 on Ruggiano. Bat has gone just pretty much along the same lines as the Carlos Lee at bat. Now 3 and 2. Got to make him swing the bat here. Don't want to put the tying run at the plate with back-to-back walks to start the inning. Got it. That slider looked like it might be a strike, and Ruggiano couldn't hold up.
Can get some swings and misses on that slider if it gives the illusion of a strike. That one started right on the outside corner, just above the knees. By the time Ruggiano gets his bat into the hitting zone, ball is off the plate, low and away. At some point, it has to appear like it's going to be in the strike zone. However, some of those sliders Carlos is pulling way over in the left-handed batter's box. Very easy for a hitter to identify.
On this roster, to combine all the plate appearances for Marlins hitters against Marmol, 68 plate appearances. No home runs, 6 doubles, and just 12 hits. He has really dominated this lineup in his career. 1-1. Kick the 2-1. Oh! 2-2.
Which looked like it was well below the strike zone. Judging from the reaction of Hanley Ramirez, he agrees with me. Good job by Soto. You can see how he turned the top of his glove completely over toward the ground, keeping the rest of his mitt near the bottom of the strike zone. May have gotten him that call.
Swing and a miss on a slider. 2 away. Greg Dobbs will hit for Kearns. Lee will take second without a throw. Will not be credited with a steal. Well, he's going to call it. Keep throwing it.
All you can say after that one is thank you.
Bounce that one off his front foot. Dobbs is the active major league leader in pinch hits with 80. And home runs with 10.
6 hits off the bench this year for Ozzie, including 1 home run.
And a base hit. Lee will score. The tying run will come to the plate. It's 4-2.
That's why he's one of the best in the game right now. Greg Dobbs, a battling at bat. Got jammed a little bit, but found the hole up the middle. Darwin Barney had shaded over in the hole between first and second. A lot of territory up the middle of the field.
Omar Infante has faced Marmol twice. He's walked and struck out. Espacio on the phone with the bullpen. That's way inside. Russell and Camp are available because Mahalam went 8. And Russell's going to get up. Well, I want to say the third time, at least. One and one. Andy Corpus will join Russell. Up the middle, Barney positioned well. He's going to step on second. Cubs win. Cubs win, and they finish the homestand 5-1. They stay hot in general. They've won 14 of their last 19. And our GMC player of the game is starter and winner. He has 8 victories leading the staff, Paul Maholm.
4th consecutive winning decision for Paul Maholm. Really had some good breaking pitches working today. Both the short, sharp slider and the big, loopy curveball had the Marlins chasing all day long.
So the Cubs with a very successful homestand as they get set to jump back heavily into intra-divisional play. They've got some teams in the playoff race coming up. At St. Louis, at Pittsburgh. 26 of the next 32 will be against the National League Central. And we are going to send it down to the field. Gail Fisher standing by with Reed Johnson.
All right, Len, thank you very much. Reed, a couple of hits, a couple of RBIs, and a great catch. An all-around good day for you and this team. Let's start with your offense. So tough for you and guys like Jeff Baker to be ready to go, whether you're in the starting lineup or coming off the bench. How hard is that?
Yeah, it's tough, you know, and obviously our team had struggled, you know, at the better half of the season with lefties, and you know, those guys that were brought in here as specialists to face those lefties are doing a pretty good job now, and hopefully that kind of gets things rolling for us.
Now to the defense. Great catch out there. The fans really appreciated that. How much pride do you guys take in playing some good defense?
That's all. I mean, those guys, they get louder when they see a good defensive play, and that's kind of what I'm all about too. I feel like it means a lot to me as well. You know, throughout my career, defense has been really important, so it's good that they recognize that as well.
You guys have won 14 of your last 18 games, 10 of 12 here at Wrigley Field, getting great starting pitching again out of Paul Maholm today. How much fun is it to be on a good roll right now?
Oh, that's awesome. I mean, when you got something bad going, it's almost like it snowballs in the wrong direction, and we got it going in the right direction now, and it's fun to try to keep it going.
All right, congrats. Reed Johnson, a great game for the Cubs. Len, Bob, let's send it back up to you.
Gail, thank you very much. So a happy Wrigley Field. It's been fun this week. See if the Cubs can continue their success on the road. So for Bob, John Walsh, Dave Turner, Tamara Anderson, our entire crew here at Wrigley Field. Len Kasper saying so long. The final, Cubs 4, Marlins 2. We're back with you on CSN Monday at 6 Central from Pittsburgh. The right now first place Pirates and the Cubs here on CSN. In-game scoring provided by ScorePad. You've been watching Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet, now part of the NBC Sports Group.